Even the strongest allies of the president don't like these tariffs. Maybe we should help out the little guy and give them a tax cut. Elon Musk spent $290 million to get him elected. He owes Elon Musk.
Let's hop into Fox News The 5 about the clear ethical violation of this Trump Tesla appearance after Elon spent around $250 million to help get him elected, and the tariffs and tax cuts that he's proposing that conveniently will help his billionaire buddies as well. So smash the like button if you have a second. It helps our channel out a lot, and let's get right into the episode.
Elon Musk spent $290 million to get him elected. He owes Elon Musk that car commercial, which maybe it's an ethics violation. Even the strongest allies of the president don't like these tariffs. They might think it's possible to use them at smaller levels, 5%, 10%, but the tariff whiplash is destroying us. You look at the market tanking, and I thought Peter Doocy had a great point earlier on today, our very own Peter Doocy, where he said they want federal workers to take the buyout. They want them to retire, but they're sinking their retirement accounts. And Caroline Leavitt is standing up there at the podium, and she's just either she doesn't know how a tariff works or she's lying to the people. She said tariffs are a tax hike on foreign countries and a tax cut for the American people. And then a reporter, I think from the AP, so they got back in the room, said, have you ever paid a tariff? I have. They don't get charged on foreign countries. And then she went Trumpian. She goes, I think it's insulting that you're trying to test my knowledge on economics.
Everything. And you can't overstress this. I mean, literally everything Trump is doing this time around is to pay back the billionaires like Elon, who spent hundreds of millions of dollars to get him elected. Rich guy tax cuts that will explode our debt and deficit. Doing this Tesla appearance that is clearly an ethics violation as he's doing promo for the man who paid him $300 million to get him elected. I wonder what the quid pro quo on that was. Or the tariffs that raise prices for consumers but allow companies to further pass additional costs onto them mixed in as natural effects, all while they lie to the American people. As Jessica said, Trump's press person is still trying to claim that tariffs are paid by foreign countries. Like it's economics 101. No, they aren't. And whatever happened to just honesty, the way they realized that, hey, we can just literally say anything and 80% of our base at least will buy it. And 99% of those who don't buy it will forgive us for it down the line anyway. So why be honest?
I'll test your knowledge on economics, Jesse.
Go.
Are tariffs a tax on the American consumer?
If you have a tariff on a product, Jessica,
Yeah,
Don't do
what
the
that
yes or
does
no
is
thing.
it makes
Why?
American workers
It's not.
richer.
This is
Because
what's
then you
stupid.
buy American and you bring American plants back to this country.
Listen.
That's the point. And every
the
president has done it. And it's usually resulted in bringing jobs
He
back.
has had
Did you
the
know
worst
that
50
Richard
days
Nixon
of an American
Did you know
presidency
that
for the
Richard Nixon
market
literally
since 2009? And 2009 we were in a recession.
This is almost entirely false. Tariffs can kind of sort of do that in very niche, exact, specific sectors where you want to target them on things that won't ripple into other industries, where you might not mind if the price goes up a little bit, and that we have the infrastructure to supplement in not importing it. A good example of this is with electric vehicles. It doesn't affect other industries. It's not like a material used to produce something else. And as Biden was dumping massive investment and tax incentives to up the manufacturing of them in our country, it led to a spike in that and in the sales for us here. A bad example of how to do this is with steel. This affects multiple manufacturing industries. It affects auto, energy, even sectors. It could affect construction. And we don't have the infrastructure to produce steel here in the same level that we import it for the same prices. So it leads to negative effects. The price increases, factory shutdowns, layoffs, just like the manufacturing recession that we saw in Trump's first term when he did steel tariffs. But no matter what, it's going to lead to an increase in price for consumers. So if we're not providing the very niche benefit, like with electric cars, then it's entirely harmful and there's no purpose for this. And this is something that almost all economists agree on, especially with these kind of unprecedented blanket tariffs that are across the board that Trump is proposing. There's almost no utility there.
So if Trump was thinking about the future, the beautiful future of the country, then he would be looking at that spending bill that Mike Johnson put forward, which is going to add, what, $7 trillion to the deficit. And he'd be saying, well, maybe we shouldn't do that. Maybe my friends don't need a tax cut. Maybe this should be more evenly distributed. Maybe we should help out the little guy and give them a tax cut instead of the people who paid to get me in there.
Exactly. And it is important to stress again, the tax plans that MAGA was screaming were going to be for the workers, like no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security. all far too expensive to fit in the budget Republicans already approved in the House, Donald Trump already endorsed. They didn't even try to pass it through. They didn't even try to get one through that would afford these things. So it was always just an absolute lie. They were never even going to try it. It was just, hey, let's sell it as this so we can get more rich guy tax cuts. The only future Trump is worried about is that of his own and that of his rich cronies who paid to get him elected because, well, he has to. But that way he can set himself up and his friends for when he leaves office. That way he can leave rich and keep benefiting from these major tax cuts and loopholes. And he could care less if he destroys the country or your grandparents' health care along the way.